Julius Maada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, has come out and declared that it's not going to stop, it's not going to give up until Ibrahim Traore step down or is going to die. If he's not going to step down as the official president of Burkina Faso, there is something that is going to happen to him. Not my word, but listen to what Julius Maada Bio said about the Sahel country. Something that is very sad, something that you are very, very annoyed as Africans. Recently, Julius Maada Bio was the one that came out and asked forgiveness from the Sahel president on whatever that he talked about engaging himself in people's business. Right now, Julius Maada Bio declaring right away that is not going to give up until Ibrahim Traore step down or they are going to kill him. Something that most of Africans are very annoyed. This is currently whatever that Julius Maada Bio and the president that are supporting Julius Maada Bio in this mission of removing Ibrahim Traore out of power. In this our channel, we will always expose the head of state that are against development that is happening in Africa. We are not going to be afraid. We are not going to relent. We are going to stand with head of state that are doing an amazing work. That is the reason why we came up with this channel, to fight for Pan-Africanists, to fight for those people that are doing an amazing work and keep Africans on a radar, on the head of state that aren't caring about them, but they care about their stomach and they care about their well-being. You as head of state, what you need to do is fight for the people that elected you into power. This is where we are going to expose Julius Maada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, and the head of state that are working with him here in Africa, and their mission on how they want to bring Ibrahim Traore down, the president of Burkina Faso. Hello guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. God bless you. God bless you. If you are new here, kindly subscribe and click the notification button for you to never ever miss any important news that we always post here in our channel. Our main objective is to make sure that we expose those head of state that are against development, those head of state that have been in power for so long and they haven't done anything to Africans. As you always say, we are Africans and Africa will remain to be our business. Our main objective is to make sure that there is unity here in Africa, and that unity cannot come in if these head of state that are attacking innocent people, this head of state that they are doing things for their own interest. We are going to expose Julius Maada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, who has come out today and say that it's not going to stop until Ibrahim Traore step down as the official president of Burkina Faso. That is just doing his work as the president of ECOWAS. He doesn't have bad blood with Ibrahim Traore. Not my words, but the words of Julius Maada Bio, who came out and said that everything that he's doing it as the president of ECOWAS. That his work is to maintain peace, that his work is to provide security in countries that are among the Sahel. Something that doesn't make sense. You as the president of ECOWAS, instead of making your own country, you are focusing on how you can make people's country. Ibrahim Traore, the president of Niger, the president of Mali, Assimi Goïta, are not part of ECOWAS. If country doesn't want to engage themselves with part of ECOWAS, why are you forcing them? Why do you want them to be part of it? What is really happening? We saw that happening with the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, who was also forcing those head of state to be back into ECOWAS, who told them that Ibrahim Traore wants to be back to ECOWAS. Right now, the president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, coming out and saying that he's not going to give up until Ibrahim Traore step down, or they are going to do something extraordinary. Which extraordinary things are you guys going to do? What is really happening with us head of state? You as the president of ECOWAS, you are supposed to make your own country. The people of Sierra Leone are still decrying. The people are in poverty. The people are decrying about high cost of living. What are you going to help them as the president of ECOWAS? What is your work as the president of ECOWAS? You are focusing on how you can bring other presidents down, that they are doing an amazing work, instead of focusing on your own country. What is really happening? Where are you? Sometimes you say that you want forgiveness from the country in the Sahel. Sometimes you are coming in and you are saying that you are just doing your work as the president of ECOWAS, that Ibrahim Traore is the one that is bringing terrorists in Burkina Faso. Something that doesn't make sense. This is the time that Africans need to stand up. This is the time that Africans need to support one another. We are not going to stand with president that doesn't care about people. We are not going to support president that doesn't care about their people. It is something that doesn't make sense. Julius Maada Bio has been in power since 2018. Right now is 2025. What has he done to the Sierra Leonean? The Sierra Leonean are still crying about this president. What is your work as the president of ECOWAS? People are fighting in Togo. Right now there are some people that are taken power by force. That is the president of Togo. President that was not elected democratically by the people, by the Togolese. Yet, if you go there and solve dispute that is going on in Togo, you are coming here and you are saying that you want to solve dispute that is happening in Burkina Faso. Yet, Ibrahim Traore, Shieni of Niger, and the president of Mali is not part of ECOWAS. Why are you forcing someone to be part of ECOWAS, yet he doesn't want to take part in that thing? It is something that doesn't make sense. You want to focus on threat. Threat will never help. You, as the president of ECOWAS, you must use the diplomatic rule on how to solve issue. This issue of saying that issuing threats, coming out and say that people should step down or something bad is going to happen to them, is not going to help country in ECOWAS to move forward. That is the reason why most head of state in ECOWAS doesn't support Julius Maada Bio, because of whatever that is doing here in Africa. Guy, Julius Maada Bio, I think we as Africans, we should be there for each other. We should always stand there for each one another. Why are you focusing on the Sahel region? Yet, they doesn't want to be part of ECOWAS. Right now, what we can say that ECOWAS is just like part of scam. I think ECOWAS is like a scam that is being used for the people to be more rich and rich. And I'm going also to expose the president that are working with Julius Maada Bio on their plan that they want to bring Ibrahim Traore down. I'm telling you guys, you head of state that doesn't want Africans to be united, it is shame. It is something that we Africans are not going to tolerate. This is something that we Africans are not going to sit down and see it happening. In this, our channel, our main focus is to make sure that Africans are united and to keep on applauding the head of state that are doing an amazing work here in Africa. And their main objective is to make sure that Africans are united and Africans are working with one another. The president of Botswana doing an amazing work. There are so many head of state that are doing an amazing work, but there are some head of state that their work is just to make sure that the head of state that are doing an amazing work, they are just being used by the West so that they can bring them down. Something that is not going to happen. This is something that most of Africa are not going to sit down and see it happening with their own eyes. This is something that we are not going to tolerate. Julius Maada Bio, right now, the people of Sierra Leone doesn't have even freedom of speech. If you talk ill about Julius Maada Bio, you are arrested. If you talk something criticizing the government, you are arrested. There was a lady that was arrested in Canada because of criticizing the government of Julius Maada Bio. If you are a president that doesn't want to be criticized, what you are supposed to do, work for your own people. Work for your own people. Why are you jealous with head of state that are doing an amazing work? This is something that we as Africans are not going to sit and see it happening. We are going to stand up and fight for Africans' right. We need Africans to be united. If you are not, that you don't want to give up until Ibrahim Traore stepped down, that you are doing your work as the ECOWAS president, that your work is to bring security, your work is to fight terrorist attack, your work is to make sure that there is democracy in ECOWAS country. Remember that Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali are not part of ECOWAS. That is something that someone should tell Julius Maada Bio, that should focus on Togo. People in Togolese are crying. Why should you bring democracy? Why can't you bring democracy in Togo? You want to focus on the Sahel nation. Something that you are not going to agree. This is something that you are going to condemn it from happening. That is just a news on whatever that is currently happening here in Africa, where Julius Maada Bio coming out and say that he's not going to give up until Ibrahim Traore step down or he's going to die. There's nothing that is going to happen to Ibrahim Traore. There is nothing that is going to happen to him because most of Africans are behind him. If Africans are behind you, if your people are behind you, if God has protected you. Remember that Ibrahim Traore was sent by God to bring hope in Africa. This is the time that Africans should wake up. Africans, let's be united. Let's love one another. There is no reason to spread negativity amongst us as Africans. There is no reason to be divided by the West. It is time for Africans to fight for their rights. That is the reason why we talk about Pan-Africanism. We want to spread positivity in this our channel. It is time for Africans to be united. Julius Maada Bio, your days are numbered. Kindly, we love you as the president of Sierra Leone. Kindly work for your people. The people in Sierra Leone are decrying about the economy. They are decrying about poor roads. They are decrying about poor infrastructure. Why can't you use your authority, your power as the president of ECOWAS to develop your own country? That is something that we continue to be praying for. Kindly, if you are new here, subscribe, click the notification button for you to never ever miss any news that we post here in our channel, because we always focus on whatever that is trending in the world of internet. Our main objective is to make sure that Africans are united. Africans are loving one another. We are Africans, and Africa will remain to be our business. Our business is spread positivity. Our business spread positive vibe. Until next time, we'll say game over.